Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the 16th race of the 2020 NRSL Digital Storm Cup Series. We're here at Pocono Raceway for 60 laps of action in what is a standalone event this weekend. No Truck Series action here today at Pocono, so a little bit of a longer Cup Series race. So 60 laps of action, and it's our first time back at Pocono since 2018. Let's look over series history here at this track. 2017, we saw 2 caution flags with Chris Dodd getting the win over Adam Rogers in what was a race-ending yellow caution. And in 2018, we had no yellows, I believe. There was a wreck, but there were no yellows, where Johnny Gardner ended up winning over Cole Deaver. So we'll see if Gardner can defend that win or if Deaver can possibly get the win he didn't get in 2018. Fastest in practice was Carter Friesen. He starts 23rd. Fastest in happy hour was William Flickinger. He starts 38th. To your starting lineup, Jonathan Zorlin and Joshua Sakuli are on the front row. Charles Sanford, James Shelley, row 2. Quinton Moore, Austin Colano in row 3. Johnny Gardner and Adam Flickinger in row 4 with Tyler Fink and Alex Gray in row 5. Andrew Rich finally got the win last week at Charlotte for his first win of 2020 and his first win since 2018 at that. We'll see if Rich can continue that performance here today at Pocono, but he starts near the rear. Let's take a quick look at your point standings. After Charlotte, 2 race winners fell out of the top 30. They are Rob Evans and Jessica Shelton, but they're just outside. They're 31st and 32nd, respectively. Meanwhile, Jeff Toledo continues to fall. He is now 39th in the point standings. So taking a quick look at your playoff grid, it's Samet Oskin, points leader. Alex Gray, 3rd in points. Priya McShane, 5th. Zorlin, 6th. Ace Rogers, 7th. Andrew Rich, 8th. Seth Cole, 9th. Tyler Fink, 13th. Matthew Logan, 16th. James Shelley, 19th. And Dylan Young, 27th for your winners. Currently in on points, Nate Rogers, Alexander Rowe, Johnny Gardner, Austin Colano, and Tyler Markle. As we're about to go trackside for the command to fire engines, what kind of racing will we see for 60 laps here today at Pocono? We're about to find out.
Are you ready? Gentlemen, start your engines!
As the drivers will roll off of pit road. So 60 laps of racing. Andrew Rich became the 14th different winner on the year. And if the pace keeps up, we're really going to be watching how many winners are inside the top 30, those that are close to the top 30, because after today, guys, 11 races remain in the regular season. And it's just a matter of time before we have to start looking at the scenarios, before we start marking out people from being too far down outside the top 30, too far down to make it in on points. And then all the pressure that comes for the drivers currently in on points. Unless you're the points leader, you cannot make the playoffs without a win if there's more than 16 winners and if all those 16 winners are top 30 in the points. So that's a bit of a danger spot for a few drivers currently in on points, especially Nate Rogers. So consistent this year. Nate is 2nd in the points, only 24 behind Samet Oskin. Nate's got 5 top 5s and 6 top 10s through 15 races. Alexander Rowe a little further down the points, 4th in the points, 2 top 5s, 6 top 10s. He's 62 points behind Samet Oskin. But you look at how far above they are on Tyler Markle, who's the last one in without a win right now in the playoffs. Nate Rogers has about 89 points. Well, not about. he has 89 points over Markle, who's last man in on points right now. But anyway, we'll focus on all that stuff down the line. Green flag is out here today at Pocono. And if you forgot how they drive this track, it's brakes early in and throttle through the rest of the corner. More or less. This is one of our more high-speed tracks. We'll see how tire wear affects the Cup Series drivers today. As there you see 190, slamming it down right on entry so they can power through the rest of the corner. That's going to be where all your time is gained or lost, as Joshua Sekuli started second, making the move to the inside of Jonathan Zorlin. Sekuli last raced in 2017. And he's been doing, I don't know how he's been doing, honestly. He's been under the radar, that's for sure. Looking at the stat sheet, 2017, Sekuli was 37th in points with 2 top 5s and 6 top 10s. It's Quinton Moore currently riding his back bumper. So far this year, Sekuli sits 41st in the points with 1 top 5 and 2 top 10s. As Quinton Moore will move to his inside. Quinton Moore in his 3rd season of competition last year was not a good one for Quinton Moore. 40th in the points with just 1 top 5 and 3 top 10s. After winning a race in his rookie season, could that change here today? Will we see Quinton Moore get that 2nd career win in the Digital Storm Cup Series? At the time being, he is driving away from the field. The only driver for Evans Gardner Motorsports to win a race this season is Rob Evans a few races ago at Talladega. Gardner showed immense strength last week at Charlotte, including Jonathan Zorlin, but pit wrecks and strategies and all that took them out of contention for a win. So Zorlin riding in 2nd, 3rd Sekuli. 4th place battle, Ferranti and Charles Sanford. Could Alex Ferranti finally get that 1st career win here today at the Pocono Raceway? Ferranti's been looking time and time again. So you look at the point standings for the year, Ferranti sits 33rd in the points. So a win would really boost his season as Sekuli challenges back on Zorlin for 2nd. They're 3 wide behind them for 5th. That's Nate Rogers with Ace Rogers and Charles Sanford. And Audi has yet to get a win, but they are in the top 10 right now. There you see Nate just into 5th as Nico runs in 9th behind James Shelley. Johnny Gardner stuck on the top line. We see him falling back. Tringali won 3 races last year. Nate Rogers won 2. Nate Rogers ended up finishing 11th in the playoff points. Meanwhile, Tringali finished 3rd. But breakout years for both. Tringali 3 wins, 7 top 5s, 11 top 10s in just 25 races. Compared to the 2018 season where he finished 39th in the points with 3 top 5s and 8 top 10s. Meanwhile, Nate Rogers, 2018, he was 37th in the points with 3 top 5s and 7 top 10s. But last year braked out as well. 2 wins, 6 top 5s, 8 top 10s. So we'll see how Team Audi has been doing this year real quick. We'll look at the points as Rogers is looking for a position on Ferranti. Already mentioned Nate Rogers is 2nd in the points, so he's keeping up with the success so far this year. Meanwhile, Tringali has not been doing awful. He's 17th in the points with 3 top 5s and 5 top 10s. Nate Rogers will pass Ferranti for 4th, and now he's looking for 3rd from Zorlin as Sekuli has taken the lead back from Quinton Moore while we were looking at the rest of the top 10. And now Nate Rogers will dive it into turn 2 for third place. So it looks like Nate is hot on the racetrack today. Ace Rogers passing Sanford for 6th place. Trincali will follow through for 7th. So those are some of the movers we're seeing right now. Priya McShane got her first career win all the way back at the Dodge Motordrome. And speaking of the rookie class, we have not seen a rookie driver win since Martinsville when Matthew Logan won. We have gone 6 straight races with a veteran driver winning a race. And it has been since Richmond when Ace Rogers won that we have yet to see another first-time winner. That could happen today. Looking at the top 5, the 2 that could do it would be Ferranti and Sekuli, who currently leads the race. Four rookie winners on the year, and a total of 7 first-time winners overall. Veterans Jessica Shelton, Dylan Young, and Ace Rogers getting wins this year. And if we look at the predictions from before the season began, the prediction was rookies would win at least 7 races in 2020. Now that does not include first-time winners, of course. Again, the slump would be Johnny Gardner. The resurgence for James Shelley. He has won a race. It's still a long way to go to be considered a resurgence for Shelley. Rookie of the year we predicted would be Keith Rich. And the surprise would be Alexander Rowe. And I'd have to say Alexander Rowe has been quite the surprise. He hasn't won a race, but he has been consistent. As he is 4th in the points. But where is Alexander Rowe today? He is 13th. No, make it 14th. As let's see, fall off has already begun. We're only on lap 9. Remember, we are back on the 2X package. So 0.7 of a second for Sekuli. Quinton Moore right there, 2nd. Nate Rogers 3rd. Zorlin 4th. Ace Rogers 5th. Ferranti 6th. McShane 7th. Tringali 8th. Evans 9th. And there's Keith Rich in 10th place. The aforementioned Shelley. Alexander Rowe. We're just kind of rummaging through the field here. There's Jeff Toledo running in 20th. Better than what we've seen him running lately. Hopefully he can continue his run here today as Nate Rogers has just moved into 2nd place. Meanwhile, Gardner has fallen to 24th. So Matt Oskin, points leader, not doing hot today. He's down outside the top 30 now. Andrew Rich, after his win, not having a good day either. Shelton continuing to struggle. But we're going to take our first step aside. Joshua Sekuli is your race leader today here at Pocono. Can he get his first career win after being gone for 2 full seasons? Well, don't look now, but here comes Priya McShane up to 3rd place back here at Pocono Raceway. McShane has been flat flying. And Rob Evans, teammate to Quinton Moore, has made his way up to 4th place. Could Rob Evans score his 2nd win of the year and join Seth Cole as a 2-time winner on the season? Or will Priya McShane join Seth Cole as a rookie 2-time winner? Trying to think. I don't think any rookies won. Actually, nope, hang on. Ryan Brommer, I believe, was the only 2-time rookie winner last year, winning at 2 road courses back in 2018, Cole Deaver ended up winning 3 races. As now McShane puts the look on Nate Rogers for second place. And Rob Evans looking to follow through for third. Ace Rogers has been creeping towards the top 5. He's in 6th. Sorlin 7th, Ferrani 8th, Keith Rich 9th, and Tringali 10th. Most of the field has stabilized, but there's the look for the lead here on lap 14. Priya McShane looking on Joshua Sakuli. And remember, first run speed is one thing, but the tire strategy that will follow will shape the rest of the race. As Evans will look for second place on Sakuli. So right now it looks like it's not meant to be for the driver of the number 11 Toyota Camry, as it looks like it'll be either McShane or Evans scoring win number 2 on the year for the time being. But still a lot of racing to go. It'll be 15 of 60 laps down next time by. Quinton Moore 4th, Nate Rogers 5th. They haven't gone anywhere. Same with these drivers. As I've been stuttering a lot more lately, I apologize for that. Trying to get all the words out. Tringali up to 9th. And it looks like Shelley will take 10th place away from Keith Rich. Sanford, Rowe, and Young have just been kind of chilling around outside the top 10. As the whole field is in view down the straightaway. It's the longest straightaway, I think, at least out of most of the ovals. One of the longest straightaways around. As far as acceleration goes, it's pretty long. But McShane to the point. We'll have to see just how good her car and Rob Evans' car is. Sakuli's got the fast time on the race. But once we have pit stops, we'll probably get a really good idea of how fast these two cars are. As we're past lap 15, so that means it is definitely no more than 3 pit stops. But if some people start pitting before lap 20, it could show to be a borderline 3-stopper, which that would make things interesting, as Rob Evans is going to challenge McShane for the lead, and he'll take the lead on lap 17. I feel like these two are pretty equal. Let's check out the fall off here. It's almost at 2 full seconds. As McShane gets a bad entry into turn 2, that's going to allow Sakuli to close up on her back bumper for second. As it looks like here on lap 17, we're seeing some people commit to pit road. Evans will stay out, but McShane, Sakuli, Moore, Nate Rogers, they're the first to commit to pit road. As a ton of drivers are coming in behind them. Anyone at the back staying out will benefit here. You don't want to be pitting with this logjam. So at the back of the field, Nanako, Turner going to stay out. Matthew Logan, Cement Oskin, Logan York, Seth Cole, Tyler Fink, Cole Deaver, Jose Mills, James Shelley, Tringali, Ferranti, and race leader Rob Evans will all stay out. So it is looking like a definite 3-stopper for all. And the amount of fuel you take on that 3rd stop, if this goes green, will be huge. So Evans will lead everyone but Matthew Logan down pit road. So Matthew Logan electing to stay out another lap, maybe trying to 2-stop it. He's going to lose a ton of time on track just from the tire differences. But Logan trying something different compared to the rest of the field. Logan looking to maybe strategize his way to his second win of the season. Down pit road he will go, and we'll take a step aside and we'll be back with more racing from Pocono Raceway. We're back at Pocono Raceway. The field has cycled. Priya McShane, your race leader once more. Rob Evans, though, right here in second. Nate Rogers in third. Quinton Moore, fourth. Sekuli, fifth. How about Jeff Toledo all the way up the sixth place? Ace Rogers, seventh. Sorlin, eighth. Ferranti, ninth. And Tringali rounds out the top 10. So the field is spread out now. Matthew Logan fell all the way down to 33rd. And time will tell if his strategy will pay off or not, as Tringali will take away 9th place from Ferranti, opening the door for Shelley to move into 10th. And from one great race to one terrible race, looking at the bottom of the running order, Andrew Rich in 40th and Gardner 41st. So problems on pit road for both of those drivers. The top three are still single file. Jeff Toledo is on the move, looking for make that 4th place from Quinton Moore. So Jeff Toledo pitted on the first stint of stops, I believe, with Priya McShane. I think he did, though he could have snuck his way in on that second group for all I know. But Jeff is on the move after that round of pit stops. Could a second win be in the works for the driver of the 19? Coming into the race today, he had the one win from Sandy Flats and then a separate top 5 somewhere else. I believe it was at Daytona, because Jeff started the season off very strong with 2 straight top 5s. Since then, Jeff has fallen to 39th in the points. He's accumulated 263 points on the year, behind Jesse Turner's 319 to be in the top 30. So Jeff's got work cut out for him. There's a lot of guys moving around back here. Sanford going to make a move on Jack. That'll help Colano on his move with Brommer. Fitzwater has moved up since the pit stops. He was near the bottom of the running order. Now he is 17th. As Fitzwater has struggled in 2020 as well. Fitzwater currently sitting 29th in the point standings with just 1 top 5 and 3 top 10. So Fitzwater has not had the success he's had in seasons past. Last year was his best year to date, 5th in the point standings with a win, 5 top 5s and 8 top 10s. He won 2 races in 2018, finishing 18th in the points. But this year has not gone his way. And if he wants to make the playoffs, he'll have to figure things out fast, because, as we mentioned, after today, only 11 races remain in the regular season, as Ferranti and Tringali fighting it out once again for 9th place. And Sanford will make a dive on Shelley for 11th. Meanwhile, up ahead, Nate Rogers is looking for 2nd place from Rob Evans. A bit of a shock considering Evans pit a lap later than Nate Rogers did. But this fighting is helping out Priya McShane for the time being. And Nate Rogers will complete the pass. No, wait, never mind. He had to check up big time right there. And Evans just powered back around him. Oh, that is shocking to see. All of a sudden, Evans just turned the turbos on and said, nah, you're not passing me for second. That spreads out the top three. Gardner has fallen to last place as Wes McCoy has gotten by him for 41st. Andrew Rich has begun passing a few cars here at the back of the grid. As Matthew Logan has gone nowhere with his fresh rubber. As we see a big pack from 9th place down to 34th. And Logan has gone nowhere with his tires. Seth Cole not having a good day. He's running back here just barely inside the top 30. Alexander Rowe. We saw him in the top 15 earlier, but not anymore. He's down to 22nd. As Tringali has now fallen down several positions. Fitzwater closing in. Now he's up to 11th place. All of a sudden, Fitzwater making some moves behind Shelley and Ferranti for top 10 positions. Sekuli passing Ace Rogers for 7th, looking for 6th on Quinton Moore, as Zorlin is up to 5th, and Jeff Toledo rides in 4th. As the battle is on, Evans has drafted his way up to the back bumper of Priya McShane. Oh, but a little too aggressive there going into turn 2. That'll cause him to check up. And that could open the door for Nate Rogers, but it looks like the 4 and the 83 are pretty much even, while the 65 of Evans has those 1 lap fresher tires, and he is making them work there through turn 3. As the service sunscreen cars battle in the back, Fitzwater up to 10th place. And look at that. After pit stops, fastest cars on the track include Fitzwater, Jeff Toledo, William Flickinger, Alexander Rowe, and Seth Cole. And we have a caution. Caution flags out. This is going to change everything. Oh, and LJ Toledo, his front end is destroyed. Carter Friesen's involved. Tyler Markle. Looks like Corey Williams might have got a piece. Keith Rich is involved. I might be seeing some hood damage on the 23. I can't really tell. It might just be the paint scheme. But this destroys Matthew Logan's strategy. And this will stack up the field. Everyone's going to come down to pit here on lap 30. And strategy will be out the window as this stacks up the field. Now, this is what everyone but the top 3 wanted to see. McShane Evans and Nate Rogers, they were set to draft their way and keep themselves in front of the rest of the field the rest of the race, but a caution flag will come out. McShane and Evans have shown themselves to be the best cars in the first half of the race. Will that continue in the second half? And now this will be a huge pit stop because you're only going to have 30 laps left. One more pit stop to go after this. And if it comes under green flag conditions, you're going to want to be as far up at the front as you can be. Bit of a saving break there for Gardner and Rich. So let's see who will come out of pit road first. as Priya McShane leads them down. Into her stall she goes. Sorlin into his pit stall. 4 tires up and down for the field. Oh, and contact is getting made with Nate Rogers. McShane's making contact with Alex Gray. But McShane will get out first. Evan second. Jeff Toledo third. Then Zorlin, Moore, Ace Rogers, and so forth. Nate Rogers lost a ton of track position from that debacle. But no one had a stall glitch, which is good to see. Everyone will get out of pit road. And Priya McShane is your race leader, so let's go take a look at what brought out the first caution flag of the day. All right, looking at what brought out the first caution flag for the day, we're riding on here with Keith Rich. Down in the turn 1, he's racing with Samet Oskin and a few others here. And Oskin makes a late move on corner entry. And Keith Rich just doesn't know he's there. Contact is made, and the two hit the grass, and right there you see Keith Rich lose everything. That's weird how there are tire marks there in the grass. But he pounds the outside wall hard and slides back down the track. Logan York barely misses the 53. So caution's out at this point. But there's another group back here that doesn't know he's down here. And you can just see they're on the grass, nowhere to go. LJ Toledo tries to slow down. He clobbers the 53. Corey Williams gets a piece. And then Carter Friesen, oh man, just clobbers the back end of the 6. Tyler Markle is going to get a piece of it with the 25. And Wes McCoy and Johnny Gardner move up the track quickly to miss this. But that is the replay for the first caution of the race, and I'll see you all for the race restart. Getting ready to go back racing here at Pocono Raceway. We'll have 27 laps to go. Out of the race is just LJ Toledo and Carter Friesen. And issues for Nate Rogers on pit road. We saw the contact that was made between him and Alex Gray as Nate went to leave. Gray went to come in. It gave Nate a lot of damage. Nate came back down pit road for repairs. And now he sits in 40th with likely some kind of performance damage. Let's go through the top 10 rundown. In the lead is Priya McShane. Second, Rob Evans. Third is Jeff Toledo. 4th, Jonathan Zorlin. 5th, Quentin Moore. 6th, Ace Rogers. 7th, Alex Ferranti. 8th, Joshua Sekuli. 9th, Zachary Fitzwater Sr. And 10th is James Shelley. 11th, Tringali. 12th, Onjak. 13th, Colano. 14th, Deaver. 15th, Brommer. 16th, Young. William Flickinger in 17th. Mills 18th. Rowe 19th. And Kev Shearer rounds out the top 20. Sanford, Fink, Turner, Oskin, Seth Cole, Kukulon, Shelton, Matthew Logan, Nanako, Adam Flickinger. That's the top 30. Then Zach Rogers, Logan York, Corey Williams, Andrew Rich, Alex Gray, Tyler Markle, Wes McCoy, Johnny Gardner, Keith Rich, and the 83 of Nate Rogers. And you can already see the performance damage from that 83 car is, oh my gosh, it's insane. I don't even know why he's still on the track. Oh, this is unbelievable. That is an unbelievable tough break for Nate Rogers, but the amount of performance damage he has, I would not even be out on the track right now. as this will likely influence the finish of the race if this goes green, because he is so far off pace. But to the front, Sorlin making a move on Jeff Toledo for third, and now he's looking on Evans. Everyone's pretty much on equal tires here. Any adjustments you made, it's a good time to see what your car is worth. As McShane continues to lead, Zorlin looking for second place on Evans. But Evans pinches him and holds him off turn one. Nate Rogers already 9.5 seconds back. We'll have to see how much more time he loses this lap. As it's McShane and Evans, 1-2, looking to be the next driver to 2 wins. Zorlin wants another win himself. Sekuli fourth, looking for win number 1 of the career. Quentin Moore fighting Jeff Toledo. Moore has not won since 2018, his rookie season. Ferranti would be looking for win number 1, as Fitzwater has begun plunging back into the top 10. James Shelley's up here in 8th, Tringali 9th, Brommer 10th. As Evans is looking for the lead on McShane. Nate Rogers lost almost another 4 seconds that lap. With the amount of racing left to go, he will be caught at least once, maybe twice. Evans will take the race lead away from Priya McShane, and Sekuli's looking to follow through for second place. So you see Corey Williams, Keith Rich with some form of damage themselves, but they are not really off pace like the 83 is. Could an adjustment be all Joshua Sekuli needed to take back this race? He's all over the bumper of Evans, and he's looking to the inside of the 65 for the race lead. And into turn 2, Sekuli looking to take the lead back on lap 37. Put Joshua Sekuli back in the race lead. Now the question is, will Evans or McShane be able to retake that position? How about the 21 of Austin Colano inside the top 10? He's looking for 9th on Ferranti there in the back. Fastest lap time on the race still belongs to Fitzwater. Jeff Toledo has gone nowhere so far. He's still in 5th. As McShane will make a look on Evans for 2nd. That's another 4 points for McShane. Remember, Evans comes into this race 31st in the points. McShane currently sitting 5th in the points. Evans will have to work for those 4 points if him and McShane are not going to get a win here. Let's just talk about rookie Priya McShane's season so far. She's the highest rookie in the points. Next one up is Austin Colano, who's all the way down in 11th. McShane has won 1 race, 2 top 5s, 6 top 10s. She has had quite the rookie campaign so far, but Sekuli is getting away from the rest of the field. McShane still in 2nd, Evans 3rd, Zorlin 4th, as Jeff Toledo is now in 5th. James Shelley up to 6th, but Quentin Moore fighting back. As Tringali rides in 8th, Colano 9th, as now Brommer is fighting what was his car last season for position. As Ferranti will fall out of the top 10, and some Roush drivers moving back into the top 15. You've got Peter Onjak and Alexander Rowe looking for a chance at a top 10 today. Based on the runs we've seen, those final pit stops should come anywhere between lap 48 and lap 50-51. Taking 4 tires compared to 2 is probably going to be a big deal. If anyone's even thinking about taking 2, that is. If everyone takes 4, then you're going to want to be the first one on pit road. So far, Sekuli leads the race. McShane second. Evans third. These have been the 3 drivers of the day. Jeff Toledo strategizing his way on that first green flag stop to get into the top 5. But don't look now. Austin Colano is on the move. We mentioned he's the 2nd highest rookie in points behind McShane. This car won 2 races with rookie Ryan Brommer last year. And Colano's got 2 top 5s and 4 top 10s so far this year. But he finds himself currently stuck to the outside of Moore. Here comes Brommer himself, as Onjak is inside the top 10 now. Seeing some more comers and goers, and some of the comers are Onjak and Rowe. Kev Shearer's been making some moves. He's closing in on the top 10. Shearer, who's had a pathetic 2020 campaign, last in the points with just 1 top 10. But the top 5 is strung out. Sorlin 5th, Toledo 4th, Evans, McShane, Sekuli. And they're closing in on Nate Rogers lap by lap. Nothing going on here at the top 5 of the field. Colano into 6th. Moore and Brommer fighting it out for 7th. So the fight to get inside the top 10 continues. And it'll remain to be seen if Colano, Onjak, or Rowe have a car to win. We're coming to 18 laps to go. We'll officially be in the pit window. We're going to take one last step aside, and we'll be back with more racing, or the conclusion of the event, I should say, here at Pocono. We're back at Pocono Raceway, and we're not going anywhere the rest of the race. 16 laps to go. The top 5 have driven away from the rest of the field. It's Sekuli in the lead, McShane 2nd, Evans 3rd, Jeff Toledo 4th, Sorlin trailing in 5th, Austin Colano 6th, Nico Tringali 7th, Ryan Brommer 8th, James Shelley 9th, and Quinton Moore rounds out the top 10. Alexander Rowe 11th, Kev Shearer 12th, Onjak 13th. Samet Oskin has made it up to 14th. Here late in the running order, how about Matthew Logan up to 16th? His teammate Tyler Fink right there, passing a couple of cars for position as Fitzwater continues to fall down the running order. So move Tyler Fink up to 18th, Mills down to 19th, and Gray in 20th place after being near the bottom earlier himself. Andrew Rich 26th, Gardner right behind him in 27th. They were having a bad time earlier as well. As Shelley's making a move on Brommer for 8th place. And at this point, it's going to come down to when you pit. And if you're the race leader, I'd pit sooner rather than later. But they're catching the 83 of Nate Rogers. McShane's going to make a move on Evans for 2nd place. But she'll hop back in line instead. The draft just too strong. But how they deal with Nate Rogers is going to be huge here. He was fighting in the top 5 earlier today, but pit road incident has left his car severely damaged. And he's been limping around the track about 3.5 to 4 seconds off pace the rest of the race. When do you pit? Sorlin's making a move on Jeff Toledo for 4th place. He's appeared out of nowhere. He was trailing a far ways back just a few laps ago. But he'll clear Jeff Toledo for 4th. Or not just yet. No, Jeff Toledo's trying to get a run on him. As McShane is all over the quarter panel of Evans for 2nd. Here they go. They're catching Nate Rogers. Do they get to him before turn 2? And the answer is going to be no. We're on the predicted pit window start lap. Lap 48. Does it begin this time or not? And Nate Rogers is actually coming to pit road to stay out of Sekuli's way. But Evans, McShane, and Zorlin are going to come in. And they're coming in behind Nate Rogers at that. James Shelley ducking down, as well as Alexander Rowe and a bunch of other cars. Keith Rich came in a lap early. So that leaves out Sekuli, Jeff Toledo. And what's the strategy call down here? Anyway, it looks like 4 tires for all of them. What will Sekuli do? Sekuli, Jeff Toledo, Colano, Tringali, Brommer. They're the first 5 to stay out an extra lap. Will staying out another lap be beneficial at all? Sekuli's coming down this time by. As it looks like everyone else will come in. Keith Rich already came down. So the rest of the field this time around, only a two split. Do any of these drivers take rights only with 11 to go? And according to what I'm seeing from Jeff Toledo, it looks like the strategy call is going to be 4 tires for everybody. As you can look in the distance behind the sprint sign, here comes the first group. Sekuli and Toledo will drag race off of pit road. But it's Rob Evans in the lead, as the rest of the field got stuck behind the 83 car. Sekuli and Toledo racing for 2nd as Evans pulls away. It looks like everyone else got stuck behind the 83 coming out of pit road. That really hurt McShane and Zorlin. It really hurt their undercut. And Jeff Toledo has made it by Sekuli for 2nd place. Can he track down Rob Evans with 10 laps to go? Well, does Rob Evans have his 2nd win of 2020 in the bag? Excuse me. Evans came into the series last year in 2019, but maybe some notes from his co-team owner, Johnny Gardner, who won here in 2018, have been really helping Evans out here today. The only one chasing Evans down right now appears to be Jeff Toledo. Priya McShane has made it by Sekuli for 3rd, as Jeff Toledo is closing the distance. Shelley into 5th place, Sorlin down to 6th. Alexander Rowe has moved up to 7th. How about Sebastian Kukulon? Up to 8th late in the going. Colano 9th and Brommer 10th. As Andrew Rich has gained a lot of positions, he's up to 17th. Anyone hurting here late in the going? Ace Rogers has fallen far, so has Charles Sanford. They were up front earlier today. Not anymore. Evans continues to lead. Jeff Toledo continues to knock down the distance. Sekuli and McShane are doing the same, but they are losing time to Jeff Toledo. And Shelley, Zorlin, and Rowe are really moving. Remember, McShane pit the same lap as Rob Evans. Sekuli and Jeff Toledo with the best opportunity to get this win. Jeff Toledo has not finished inside the top 10 or the top 5 since his win at Sandy Flats. It looks like the top 5, top 10 thing will change here today, and down to 0.8 of a second lead for Jeff Toledo as Sekuli will pass McShane for 3rd. Here we go, Jeff Toledo closing in on Rob Evans. They'll be coming to 6 laps to go next time by. Now, I'm not sure if they're going to catch that 83 car again or not. Keith Rich is 29 seconds behind the field. Nate Rogers is a lot less than that. So I don't think they're going to catch the 83 again. So we're going to focus on the battle for the lead as Jeff Toledo is right there now. A second win would guarantee Jeff's appearance in the playoffs if he can get back into the top 30 in points. We're at 14 different winners right now. If we hit 17 different winners, 2 wins would lock you into the playoffs as long as you're top 30 in the points. It would be a guaranteed lock. So if Jeff Toledo can get this second win, it would be huge for him because he's 39th in the points. Evans getting a second win would be huge for him as well because he came into today 31st in the points. Sekuli has fallen back down to 5th as Alexander Rowe has moved up to 4th. But none of those drivers back there are closing in. They were running faster than Evans before. Jeff Toledo has yet to make a move on the 65 of Rob Evans. And here comes Alexander Rowe. Rowe setting one of the fastest times on the day. If he can get by McShane, he could have a chance to hunt down Jeff Toledo and Rob Evans. But he can't get by the 4 car. James Shelley's going to give some draft to Rowe here down the front straightaway. Ryan Brommer 8th, Fitzwater 9th, Colano 10th there in that big pack behind him. And the second Jeff Toledo gets enough of a run to pass Evans, it could be over. He had a bad turn 1 there. Evans is going to gap him a little bit. That could be the setup Jeff needs. So you see Jeff can dive it in just a little bit harder. Oh, and he's got a great run off of turn 2. There's the move into turn 3. Coming to 3 laps to go. Jeff Toledo will clear Rob Evans for the lead. Three laps to go at Pocono for the driver of the 19 Ford Fusion. Alexander Rowe has gotten by McShane finally, but could it be too late? James Shelley has moved into 4th. Zorland's trying to move into 5th. And if Rowe and Shelley start fighting for 3rd, it's game over for any chance of catching the top 2. And Evans can't keep up. Keith Rich, Nate Rogers, I don't see them catching either. Especially with fall off. 2 laps to go for Jeff Toledo. Alexander Rowe and Shelley are not making any ground up now. And Evans just can't believe the wrong pit strategy call was made, pitting the 2nd time by. And not having to deal with the lap car of Nate Rogers was the way to go. And Nate Rogers influenced everything on pit road more so than he probably would have on track, because he came out of pit road in front of him. White flag in the air this time by for Jeff Toledo. He's just got to hold on one more lap, and he'll be a 2-time winner in the Digital Storm Cup Series. What a season it's been for Jeff Toledo. Only 1 win, 2 top 5s, 2 top 10s, 39th in the points. That'll change today. Those totals will go up to 2 wins, 3 top 5s, 3 top 10s. He's just got to get through turn 3 to solidify it. Through the final corner one last time at Pocono Raceway. It's going to be Jeff Toledo capturing his 2nd win in the NRSL Digital Storm Cup Series. Rob Evans will come home in 2nd place. Alexander Rowe 3rd, James Shelley 4th, Jonathan Zorland 5th, Joshua Sekuli with a great day in 6th place, Priya McShane 7th, Tyler Fink late charge up to 8th, Ryan Brommer 9th, and Austin Colano rounds out the top 10. So we look at the rest of your finishing results. So that'll do it for me here today at Pocono Raceway. The Truck Series will be back next week at Pig Stadium with the Cup Series drivers. And I look forward to seeing you all there. Until then, I'll see you guys next time. And once again, Jeff Toledo, 2-time race winner this season in the NRSL Digital Storm Cup Series.